I think we can all agree that some of the major problems the world is facing, like climate change, like inequality, like migration, that they cannot be solved without investments in sub-Saharan Africa. And of course, you can argue there are already a lot of banks there, also development banks, World Bank, IFC, African Development Bank. But EBRD is bringing something very special to the table. We have a unique model of policy advice, investments, particularly focused on the private sector. We have very, very strong local presence. We have a focus on SME and so forth. And actually, I can prove that whenever EBRD expanded into a country or a region, that actually instead of us taking a piece of the pie, we actually enlarge the pie. And then to your question, do we therefore need added resources? Of course, we do. Our board actually just for this year already, we received approval for a substantial addition in terms of budget in terms of additional resources, because as I said, we want to have a strong local presence. So you will see us building up strong local offices, but of course also additional investments in terms of people resources in London. You're quite correct. Rebuilding Ukraine will be an enormous task. Actually, EBRD was the most important institutional investor before the war. And when the war started, you can do two things. You can stop, or what EBRD has been doing, we actually can show that we are a very different animal, and we actually increased our level of investment. Last year, we have received a 4 billion capital increase from our shareholders to continue this pace of investment, and this resulted in 2024 deploying the largest amount of finance to Ukraine, 2.4 billion euros. But we also all feel that this cannot be at the cost of the affected countries, of the countries around Ukraine. And if I tell you that we also had record results and record numbers in, for example, the Baltics, in Poland, in Central and Eastern Europe, that means that EBRD is able to do both, and a continued focus on Ukraine. By the way, hopefully, when there is a full-fledged peace agreement, we will substantially increase the investment level from 2 billion or so last year to 3 billion plus the upcoming years, but we will also continue to support the economies around Ukraine. Look, for EBRD, it's actually the first major conference of the year. And yesterday we had a dinner with all the participants here, and actually the table got longer and longer and longer. We were here with more than 14 people, 14. And it just shows you that with over 2,000 participants, it's not necessarily what you learn during a conference. It's actually the networking which makes it so enormously important. And where else can you meet with so many ministers of finance, governors of central banks, but also all our financial clients are here from the region. So obviously for us, this is probably the most important conference for FI in the region and beyond.